From the Reporter, the paper of record for Delaware County's towns and villages, this is Off the Record, a quick look at the latest county news. I'm Andrew Kantor, and this week we've got a ton of money coming into the county from the state. Solar power is coming to Delhi, there's a terrifying tick disease out there, and more. So let's get to it. We'll start with, well, something you don't hear every day. New York City is about to start sending more money our way, and this time it's for local nonprofits. A new fund called the Catskill Campaign for the Future launched this week in Margaretville. It's got money from New York City donors that's going to support civic and cultural projects right here in the city's watershed. The fund is the brainchild of former Middletown supervisor Marjorie Miller. She grew up in Margaretville, but then she spent 20 years in the city before coming home. People here complain about the city, people in the city don't know where their water comes from, so Miller got some city folks to start a fund for projects up here, kind of bridge the gap. It's already got $1.2 million, and Miller is hoping the fund can start distributing it to local nonprofits early next year. And here's a nice twist, these are going to be unrestricted grants, so the groups that get them, they can use the money any way they think is best. So yeah, Delaware County, sometimes the city really does give back. It's been kind of a running joke in Sidney that the village was going to get an Aldi's that's going to move into the Great American Plaza downtown. Actually, that's Sidney Plaza because Great American moved out a couple years ago. Anyway, no Aldi's is coming. But Stewart's Shop is, and not just any Stewart's Shop, it's a Stewart's Plus. And if you're wondering what a Stewart's Plus is, we have no idea. There's nothing online, no one knows except, I assume, the Stewart's people. So, yeah, feel free to imagine what a Stewart's Plus might be. It'll be a while anyway. First, the old building has to be demolished. Then there's the whole permitting and code and legal stuff to do. Hey, it's great news that Sidney might get a grocery store walking distance from downtown again. Delaware County just got, we'll call it a triple boost. It's a bunch of new state funding coming to support local families, local teens, and local mental health programs. County supervisors said yes to 3 separate funding streams, and they are all fully covered by the state. So first, there's $28,000 for local addiction and recovery programs, and that'll help pay for staffing and outreach and treatment. Then there's more than $120,000 to expand the county's rental assistance program. That's what helps people stay in their homes or find a safe place to stay if they've lost theirs. And finally, the county will be getting just over $147,000 to fund the Summer Youth Employment Program so teens can get summer jobs and keeping them off the streets and, gaining some experience and a little spending money too. So that's like $300,000 for local programs coming from the state and not a penny from local pockets. Yeah, I'll take it. After months of back and forth with the residents, the Delhi Planning Board has finally officially approved the site plan for the Delhi Community Solar Project on County Route 18. The solar array, it's going to sit on a 20-acre chunk of land, but only about 7 acres will be for the actual panels. The rest is going to be for a wildlife gap, a buffer of spruce trees, and other greenery to, make the residents happy. There are no batteries, no toxic stuff, and all the power it generates going right into the local grid. So win, 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 win. Final approval came after the board confirmed that, yes, solar panels don't make noise. There's a shock. And the view of the free electricity will be blocked by those trees and greenery. Construction hopefully is going to be starting soon. Deer ticks and Lyme disease and anaplasmosis, they are bad enough, but now it seems we have to worry about the Lone Star tick. The warmer climate means it's moving up from the south, and yeah, it's here in Delaware County, and you do not want to get bitten by one. Lone Star ticks can give you alpha-gal syndrome. It's basically an allergy to meat. Like you can't eat beef or pork or lamb or most dairy products. And yeah, you heard that right. Unless you're a vegan, it is a total nightmare. And there is no cure. You can't even figure your shower every time you come back inside. Nope. the tick doesn't need to be on you very long to give you this alpha-gal syndrome. It's not that rare anymore either, but not every primary care doc knows about it, so if you start having stomach problems a couple of hours after you eat meat, you might want to talk to your doc. And if you're going out in nature, you really want that deep woods off on you and permethrin on your clothing. And really, permethrin, it is critical. One bite from one of these ticks could be all it takes. After 2 tries and a whole lot of waiting, the town of Colchester might finally be getting a new salt shed. The town is applying again for a state grant that would cover 75% of the cost to relocate and rebuild the existing shed that's sitting on a flood zone, and water, salt, not a great mix. The whole project is expected to run about $320,000. So if you do the math, getting this grant would mean Colchester would only be on the hook for about $80,000, and that could be offset by in-kind work from the highway crew. The town has tried to get a grant before, but it was turned down because they didn't have formal design plans. But now a local engineer has stepped in. He's going to draw those up for just $1,000, and the officials, they feel confident this time the application will hit the mark. If all goes well, Colchester could soon get the green light by early 2026, with construction on the new salt shed beginning soon after that. Delhi has a new plan to make sure that big industrial users, that they pay their fair share for using the village's sewer system. Since 2021, the village has been under a consent order from the state. Basically, it's a legal agreement that kicks in if environmental rules get broken. In this case, the wastewater plant was going over limits for things like phosphorus and temperature. Not because of anything the village did, but just because local dairy factories were sending too much milk-based waste into the system. The companies, they added pre-treatment, and that helped, but the village still needed a better way to manage the impact, and they're getting nowhere fast trying to work out a deal for sharing the costs with these producers. The solution? The village is ditching the contracts, and they're switching to a permit system. And that means that each industrial user will have a limit for how much they can discharge into the sewer system. If they go over that limit, they pay penalties. So basically, you pay your share, you stay within the limits, or you face the consequences. And that's it for this week's Off the Record. There's plenty more, as always, in the Reporter itself, in print or online at the-reporter.net. Like why Sidney's pool opening could be delayed this year. ATVs, they've been approved on Walton streets. O'Connor Hospital's got a new CAT scanner, and plenty more. Until next week, I am Andrew Kantor. Thanks for being here.